Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to get the Built Forester started. Let's do it. Alright guys, I've had a little bit of time off from being in the garage. Pretty much had this week off. So last time we left off, the car wouldn't start. I believe it was out of fuel. So I've got a 5 litre container here. There was about a litre in it, which I put into the tank. And it definitely sounded empty. So we'll chuck this 5 litres in and hopefully we get her started. No legs. Let's get it all in there. Alright, let's see if she starts and if this whole week of not starting was because there was no fuel. So I had it running. I've had it running with the cans in it. Unless it jumped a tooth somewhere. Alright guys, I'm not 100% happy with maybe the timing. So I'm just going to get the radiator out and I'm going to try to do the timing again in the car. Maybe it's a tooth off somewhere. We're going to drain the water, because we are just running water at the moment because of this, just in case these things happen. So jack it up, drain the water out, and have a look if we stuffed up the timing. Alright guys, I stuffed up trying to get the pulley off. I locked it at the front, not at the back, and I heard it jump 2 teeth on the belt. 1, 2. Oh dear. Alright, timing is set once again. Let's see if it starts. I want to try to start it like this. See if we at least get some pops and bangs going on. What is it, boys? What is it? Alright, still sounds the same. Timing is all good. Next up, I'm going to check the spark plugs. Maybe I've just really fouled them up. That might be a tomorrow job, because still got some water coming out of it and the ground's still a bit wet. So come back tomorrow, we'll check the spark plugs, maybe even get a new set tomorrow and pop them in. They're not cheap, those ones. I haven't cleaned them up, I don't know. I really haven't had them in there for long. Alright guys, finally made it back out here. It's now Wednesday night, about 10 o'clock. Been struggling to get out here, being winter, and kind of getting over this at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these cam gears off, and we're going to check the torque on the cam caps, the front cam caps. I think I over tightened them. I do have a 3/8 torque wrench now. I borrowed that from my dad, so that will be able to get me down to the 10 Newton meters that it needs, whereas my big 1/2 inch one doesn't get that low. Hopefully it's not too bad being in the car. Obviously it's going to be a lot easier out of the car, but it's going to be a lot quicker to try to get this started while it's still in the car and everything's connected. Alright guys, I've gotten both cam gears off. This one moves freely. This one does not. Now, I got the little torque wrench on there. Those caps, good. This cap, not good. It kept spinning and I couldn't get it tight. but I think it's too tight. That's why I can't spin it. So, engine out again. I'm going to helicoil them. I haven't got any, so I'm going to pick up some tomorrow from Total Tools, and we'll go from there. So, let's get the engine out again. At least I didn't put the engine crane away. Didn't even take the legs off it. Alright, well, I've already got the radiator out, so might as well get stuck into it tonight. First time doing a helicoil too. Hopefully it goes all good. Make sure it's all torqued properly before it goes back in. Make sure everything can spin freely. I'll get actually the valve cover off and make sure the cam is actually good still, and maybe even add some lube to it, just lube it all up again. Hopefully that's the reason why it didn't want to start. It's having too much resistance there. Hopefully I didn't damage anything. Alright guys, I was about to get the engine out. Had it, the exhaust was just under here, and the engine crane wouldn't go any higher. It's too low on hydraulic fluid, so I've got to get some of that tomorrow, and hopefully that fixes the issue, then we can get it out. Hopefully it's alright just sitting there. Alright, got my hands on some Jack oil from my dad, so filled this up. Took about 700 mil, which is pretty bad. Let's see if it works and get this engine out. Alright, engine crane works wonderful again. I'm going to get this valve cover off, and then we'll get this front valve cap off, cam cap should I say. Alright guys, I think I just stuffed up. I don't think it needs helicoils at all. I had a couple of washers under a standard size one, which was not needed. I don't know why I did that. And up here this bolt's a bit longer, so I've got a couple of washers and a spring washer. I don't think I had enough there, so it was bottoming out and I was leaving a gap, and then I was tightening this one down too much. And I don't think it was just square, but these are all at 10 Newton meters now, and I can move it by my hand. Don't even need the cam on there. Same with this one. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Alright guys, she's back together. It's about midnight, so it's ready to go back in, which I'll do tomorrow. It's midnight, so I'm gonna call it for tonight. Come back tomorrow. Wow, what a week I've had. Thursday night, coming home from work, got rear-ended in my Black Foz. Not bad, just a little scuff. I can buff that out, it's fine. The missus needed to drive my car the next morning because I was getting her car serviced at work. She popped the gear stick out of the bush and lost all gears on the way to work. So she had that tow trucked to her work. My dad went and didn't replace it, fixed it enough to get home. She didn't get home. I had to go swap cars with her, bring it home. I had somebody come look at the Skyline because I'm selling it. And I was warming it up, washing it because I've got all the leaves and stuff. It overheats, spewing coolant everywhere. So you guys are going to get a Skyline build after I get this out. So Skyline will be coming in, be looking at the engine. I'll probably be doing the body work again, and we're going to get it looking pristine. And I don't know if I want to sell it if I'm doing all that, but we'll see. We'll come back when I'm ready to fire it up, because you've seen this so many times. I'm pretty much getting this engine out weekly with things going wrong with it. Camshafts are moving very freely. It's all good. Now I just need to get it back in. So there's my little rant for my crappy week that I've had. Let's hopefully make it better. Alright, I've got it to a point where I can start it. Things aren't done up properly. I've got the intercooler pipe there because it's got the sensor. Haven't got anything on the turbo. Take that off. No cooling system. There's a bit loose still. Obviously no radiator or AC condenser there. But everything else is plugged in. So we've got all the sensors, all the earths, starter, all the bolts on the bell housing are tight. Mounts are tight. What I need to do is actually go out to the Skyline and fill that up with water, start it, move it back to this side of the garage, get the battery out and chuck it in this and crank this over. Once it starts, then we'll start putting everything else back together. Alright guys, it's the next day. I've just swapped over the battery from the Skyline back into the Forester. Let's see if it turns over and wants to start. Used to start really easy. Let's see how we go. Please start. Alright guys, we got the engine running, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the cooling system back together, and then we're going to let it run, bleed everything through. I will just put the intercooler pipe in too, but I'm not going to tighten up the intercooler piping. We're not going to be creating any boost or anything like that. And yeah, let it warm up. Hopefully we can get it to idle up to 1500 to break in those new cams that we have there. So yeah, let's get the cooling system in. I think I'm going to leave the AC condenser off for now, because I don't think, well, it's the middle of winter. So yeah, we'll just leave that one on, keep that one open. Don't have a belt on there, so it's not doing anything. But yeah, pretty happy. Alright, filling it up with water. I did just add a splash of coolant, so we got a bit of colour, so I can see it if it's leaking. So tomorrow, straight after work, I'll come straight home, start this up, and hopefully we can get it, like I said before, idling and breaking in and not leaking. I want to enjoy this instead of working on it all the time. Alright guys, it's the next day, straight after work. It's gone down a little bit. No, not really. It looked like it from the side, but no, it hasn't. Let's get that off. And we're going to start her up. I've got my laptop on charge, so I'll get that in the car. I'm going to try to get this to idle about 1500. Still got the gauge there, so if I need to, I will adjust the little grub screw here to get it up to that 1500 if she's going all good. Now the intercooler pipe is just on there, it's not clamped. We're not going to be making any boost, so it should be okay. Alright, got the laptop. We don't have any fluid under the car, so it's looking good so far. Alright, ready to fire her up. Got the RPM on the gauge. There we go. Back to this again, are we? Why? What's going on? Seriously. Alright, we've got the SG out there. I don't know, seriously nothing has changed except for the coolant. Other than that, timing's good. Physical timing is good. And it started straight away last night. I don't know. Alright guys, had a couple of hours to think about what is going on. Only thing at the moment I can think about is that it's flooding. Had a lot more airflow before, and I've still got all the fueling from the twin turbo setup in there. So what I'm going to go do is jump onto the Haltech and put all the base map references in from the WRX and see if she starts up. Last night when I did start it, you saw from the video I did on my phone, it was like 5 seconds. So I probably got the spark plugs a bit wet, and after cranking it again, I've just flooded it. So we're going to hopefully see if that helps and get her started again. Alright, my guess is I've flooded the engine with fuel. Alright, it's the next day. Let's see if it starts. If it starts good, I'll let it warm up and everything. We'll let it burp. If it doesn't, come back later and I'll pull the spark plugs out. Alright, spark plugs are coming out. The only thing I can think of at the moment is, yeah, I've just flooded it. We'll come back there. Alright guys, just got the number 1 cylinder spark plug out and it is wet. So let me go ahead and clean these up, dry it out. and make sure it's gapped correctly to what I want, and we'll chuck that back in and we'll go through all 4. This front one isn't too bad. Let's see how the rest of them are. Hopefully I've centered the engine quite well. Alright, number 3 is wet as well. Alright, number 2 is wet as well. And number 4 is nice and moist as well. Alright guys, all of the spark plugs are back in, cleaned up, dry. Let's see if she starts. It is 11 o'clock at night. Let's see how we go. We'll open up the garage and we'll start her up. Alright, fingers crossed guys. This hasn't run good for a couple of weeks. Let's go. That's what it was, boys. Found plugs. Coolant temps are getting up there. It shouldn't be this hot. I think there's an air pocket. I'm going to turn it off. Just going to see if the fans come on. No liquids underneath. I was burning off a lot of oil because I've had the engine on the engine stand as well, sloshing around. I think the cylinder's got lined with a lot of oil and down into the exhaust and whatnot. Yeah, we got it going. I'm happy. Alright guys, we got it started. I'm pretty happy with that. If you enjoyed this episode guys, hit that like button. If you haven't commented down below, comment down below your thoughts on this, and I will catch you next episode. Bye.